been 10 days since we left the village with the kids. We went and got Volrune. She was there with that one girl, I think her name was Talim or something. I stole her wolf. My bad. 4 more days pass. Also, we left Talmud and Shalinsta. Carrick got a message from some random person he didn't know, saying, we will reach Treston in 3 days. We'll land north of the cove in the Shalinstian Bay. He figures out it's his GF coming to get him, and she had some magic person send him a message. There was some shit with William and Carlinth, who's scary. He was like, oh, I'll give you access to the library for a week, but if you don't have a lead after that, I'll kill your wife and kids, and you're gonna have to be a slave. We were going through the swamp to get to the meeting place to get on the boat with Carrick's girlfriend, and we are about to be attacked by crocodiles. The end. Did I miss anything?
Pretty accurate.
I got a vine coming after my booty.
Yep. And then anybody who's in tabletop, I just want you to bring your attention to the new improved Damien Kilgard. He's a human now. Yay!
Wowee!
Hello?
Send picture.
Let's see.
Wait, did he grow a beard or did he always have a beard? I don't remember.
He never had a beard.
Wait, so he doesn't have a beard.
He's a human now. Humans always have beards.
It's the law.
I envision him as clean shaved, but yeah, that
Well,
works.
he's gonna grow a beard eventually, unless you're gonna shave that shit.
I mean, you don't have your demon sword to
have
shave
a
your own
knife.
beard.
Man, he is ripped. I like him.
Is he?
Ripped, he's big. He's definitely big. I don't know about ripped.
I mean, he's technically stronger now than he was before, so.
He's a big boy.
Can't believe
He actually got weaker
anymore.
in demon form.
God, he reminds me of someone, but I can't put my finger on it. Like it's on the tip of my tongue, that face.
He looks like,
Ted
the
Bundy.
Old Spice guy, when he has a beard. Not
Oddly specific.
Oh, he reminds me of fucking Gregor Clegane. That's what he reminds me of. I'll post the picture in the chat. Him big, I like it. Okay.
Alright, I'm cool with being the fucking mountain.
Remember to not let me spar you like one-on-one ever again. I like my
Poke
eyes.
his eyes out.
And
Alright,
you're still technically stronger.
so you find yourselves in the midst of the swamp as you made your way across this this part of the river that proceeds out of the a large kind of swamp lake. You kind of daddled around for some time as crocodiles began becoming attracted to the scent of you, the children, and as you disrupted the area, 5 different giant crocodiles lunged in your direction. Simultaneously, somewhere nearby, Damien was making his way south toward you, and found himself in the part of the swamp that you're all too familiar with the creeping vines and the fungal creatures that you encountered not so long ago when this journey began. So everybody should have rolled initiative.
I think it was last time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, everybody should have rolled initiative. And with that, we can start at the top of the order.
That would be Flint.
I'm recalling the map kind of by heart. There's a crocodile coming up close to us, right? One from below and one from the right. Right?
I sent a picture in campaign chat. Mm-hmm.
Sounds like I thought. There's one near A-Bot and the other one's coming. I'm gonna yell to Kira, tell the kids to make a line behind us away from the river. Be careful with trees and with plants. And for God's sakes, one of you, either you, Abot, or you, Kira, tell the crocodiles to back off. And I'm going to move after Kira, get closer to the other one, and just dodge.
Okay.
So he's moving up?
And I'm moving to the right, below the wolf, and after Kira, to dodge in front of that one after I tell you guys to. Hey, tell them to back off.
Sleep.
And that's
Too
my
big.
turn for now.
Falling down everywhere.
Oh, also, I don't have a weapon in my hand at the moment, only shield.
Why don't you guys
Okay.
just shrink him?
Because he cast enlarge on himself.
Okay.
I'm a big boy.
Okay, my turn?
Yep.
Okay. I yelled to the kids to make a line behind us.
Okay. And they
Yeah,
begin
probably
to
should've
they begin
flexed
to maneuver and do so.
Nice. Okay. And I'm going to primeval awareness to this crocodile. I can convey simple ideas. I'm telling it to back off.
Okay.
Um,
As you do that, roll me a charisma check, please.
Could you
9.
hear any of that through my mic?
No.
Okay, wonderful.
Or you're the one that did the drinking noise, or no?
No. I'm listening to music very loud, and I just want to make sure there was no bleed over.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I rolled a 9 for my charisma check.
Okay. So you whisper this into the mind of this creature, and for a moment, it stops in its place. And then you see it begin to thrash back and forth, and the large crocodile, its leg kind of digs in, and it continues to push off and lunge and kind of wiggling its whole body as it kind of runs as best it can in your direction. It doesn't seem to be listening to you.
Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, I'm going to back up 5, 10, 15. I'm going to have Shalens come with me. 5, 10, 15. Avers as well. And I will hold my action. Oh, but I'm going to bonus action Slayer's Eye on this one.
Okay.
Okay, that's the end of my turn.
Abot?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
14's higher than 13, Athway.
I didn't know if you were involved, because you're way away.
Damien should be up.
Yeah. Alright,
Okay. So Damien, you have, as you kind of see all this happening around you, you have vines coming down from your left and from your right from the trees, lunging down at your direction. In front of you is wide open. Behind you is wide open, but there looks to be, it's just a large swath of vines coming from each direction to your left and your right. What are you doing?
I'm still running forward.
Okay.
Casting enhanced ability on myself, giving me bull strength. Gives me advantage on any strength check, and my carry capacity is doubled. Neat.
Okay.
And then going to cast Shield of Faith on myself as a bonus action.
Okay. Can you cast 2 spells in a turn like that?
Oh yeah, I probably can't, can I? Isn't there a weird rule about that?
I don't think you can.
The rules is if you cast a spell as a bonus action, you can only cast as an action and cantrip. And, you
Okay,
can
so I have to
cast-
choose one. Okay, well I'm doing enhanced ability then. I'm not casting. Not casting the other.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just running forward. Is it dark in this area?
No, it is not.
It's not.
It's just normal swamp with I think it's. Can anybody correct me? What is it? I think it's midday right now.
I would agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I could
Alright,
check,
yeah,
but
I'm-
I'm pretty sure it's
I'm
midday.
I'm just running.
Okay, so you're just running from them.
Yep.
All right.
With my
So you
movement.
can so you're gonna be running. Hold on one second. Let me look this real quick. So you can run. Your movement speed plus your Constitution modifier times 5. That many feet.
Oh, actually, I can also dash. That's what I can.
And you could dash.
Yeah, I'm dashing and.
So you're gonna be running. You're gonna be running this direction from where you are right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So it's your movement speed plus your Constitution times 5. That many feet. Constitution modifier.
My modifiers. 3 times 5. So 15 plus 80 because I'm dashing, right?
Okay.
So 95 feet of movement every 6 seconds.
Okay.
If he was still blue, you could call him Sonic.
All right. So you're gonna move your guy.
Oh, I thought I already did. Or I thought you moved him. My bad.
No, I moved him backwards.
Okay, so I mean that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
Oh fuck! I fucked up these rules. Hold on. I fucked up these rules. I was just looking about. Put your guy back. Put your guy back. I gave you the wrong. I gave you the wrong math. Okay, so it's you get your movement, and then you can dash additional times, right? So you can dash once normally, and then you can dash 2 plus your con modifier times. Every additional dash that you choose to take right now is going to be you're going to have to do a Constitution saving throw.
I guess I'm making all
Failure will give you exhaustion.
Fuck it. So that's 6 additional dashes then.
So what's your con
modifier?
modifier?
3.
2 plus.
Plus 3?
It's not 2 times. It's 2 plus. So it would be
2 plus.
it would be
Okay,
5.
So 5.
Yep.
So,
So you
make
can
5 con checks.
and every time you fail, it'll be a level of exhaustion.
Okie dokie. Man, I really wish I knew that this was going to be a mechanic that we're going to be doing, or I would not have wasted that on. I did.
Rip,
I
you
would have
better die.
went with Bear's endurance. Okay.
I'll let you retcon it if you want. I'll let you retcon it.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that this was going to be like we were doing.
Yeah,
this
I know.
brand
I know.
mechanic thing.
I know.
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
let you retcon it.
Because I was like,
Yep. You don't need to explain it
Vines,
anymore. I'm telling you, you can do it.
Okay, so this is the first one. Actually, here. Who's yellow dice this? I'm stealing it for a second. Okay, 16 plus 3, 19.
Set to 19 is the first
Yeah.
roll. Okay. So that's your first. You got a successful dash there.
Yep. 14 plus 3 is 17.
Successful dash there.
Uh, 15 total. Slowly getting worse. Hey, 19 plus 3. So
Okay.
lowest so far is a 15. Highest is a 22. Hey, 21. So is that
Okay.
5 successes?
So there's 5 successes. So you just book it as these vines are like coming in behind you. So you dashed 5 times. Basically, you just move across the board.
Yeah, so it's what 40 times 6 total.
Yep.
So
480 feet. 240 feet.
240. Yeah, I was like, I mean, sure.
Yeah. At
I
times
like your
I
number, but-
multiplied it by 2. All right. So the vines are coming at you. D20. Where is my D20? Okay. It's here. All right, +6. So the vines are kind of seeping through through the trees, just weaving between the canopy of the trees as you're kind of just fucking outrunning them, almost doubling the pace of them. Do you continue running, or do you turn around and fight these? Because they're still chasing you, but you're just out fucking running them blatantly right now.
Am I in like super thick jungle?
Yeah.
Or...
Yes. Not jungle, but swamp.
Or swamp. So I don't see anywhere like in the
Somewhere
distance.
without trees? No. Are you gonna continue running on your next turn, or are you gonna turn around?
I'm probably gonna, I guess, attack. Like I don't.
That was your turn, but on your next turn, I'm asking for your next turn.
I don't know. I gotta figure it out.
Okay, you gotta think about it. All right, Abot, you're up.
Abot immediately sees the situation, sees Flint walk up, awaken minds over to Kira.
If I use magic, will it, not work for your ritual, feeding the hearts and such?
He's like taking a step back while he's saying this.
Kira shrugs. She's like, I don't know, just do it.
He casts Create Bonfire right in front of him. This roaring flame appears, not on the big lizard, but just right in front of him, right? So he'd have to run into the fire.
Okay.
And
Where?
all he said, right...
Yep, right on the edge of the river. Got it.
Right on the edge of the river. So it's like actually burning through the water a little bit.
Okay.
And he immediately beast speech. It's a no action. His beast speech invocation, and communicates to this thing like not a sentence, just one word: fear. Like as loudly as he can, just to get across the message. Don't fuck with me. There's fire right here, right?
Okay.
And that'll end his turn.
Okay. As that happens, this crocodile dives back into the water, and you lose sight of it. As it dives down into the murky water, as the flame appears in front of it. The crocodile nearest Flint and nearest the children, and actually, yeah. Kira, you'll be able to place the children. What we're gonna actually do here is split the kids into a bunch of little kids instead of one big pile of kids. Can you take that on? So that's
Yeah.
there's 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops. Yeah, and I'll let you name them accordingly, and then shrink them down accordingly.
Okay.
Do you have the ability to scale?
Yes.
Okay. The crocodile nearest Flint lashes out as the others kind of charge forward, making their way towards the group, and the children kind of flanking. And that first one nearest Flint will attack Flint, as he's large and in charge, steps in between. This is really pissing me off that this music isn't fucking playing for me. I'm getting annoyed.
At the moment.
It's working for me.
I know it's working for you guys, it's just not working for me. It's my Spotify being stupid.
No idea if you can or not, but I am dodging at the moment.
Okay. It's gonna be a fail. And it's 2 attacks. That's a miss. And what's your AC, Flint?
At the moment, it's 18.
Okay, that's a miss. So as as it comes at you, it goes to bite down on your leg, and you kind of just step over it and kind of like kick down and hit it in the face as its tail flips around on the other side and kind of like tries to tail slap you. And you're able to kind of just swing your body low, and the tail goes over your head. This giant fucking crocodile, almost matching your size in your enlarged state.
Hell yeah.
Okay. The rest of the crocodiles are kind of moving in, circling the group. Carrick's there, kind of doing some shit. Who wants to control him?
Suggest soup does, because I don't have access to this stuff.
Oh, I don't have access to his sheet either.
Yeah, you do on D&D Beyond.
Okay, give me a second.
We're allowed to get into other characters? I thought that was turned off.
I didn't know. Sorry. give me
Should
a
be
second.
able.
Boot up D&D Beyond.
You go to the campaign, click View on a character.
Campaigns,
Huh.
Darlith. View campaign.
Carrick. Oh, yeah. I thought viewing other characters was turned off. So.
Mm-mm.
Give me like just a single second to.
Okay, I finished rearranging all the kids.
Okay.
I held my action, but seeing that the other crocodiles are charging at the kids, I'm gonna start shooting at them.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to shoot this one. Where's my d12?
Hey Sue,
Mhm.
upcasted enhanceability would be good here. Just FYI.
On who?
On people that are within close range of grapples from crocodiles.
Or I could just cast Wall of Fire.
16.
Oh shit! I didn't realize I should before.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that. Simplest solution.
Frankie, does a 16 hit?
16 hits.
Nice. Okay, so that's 5 damage to this boy.
Okay. This one.
Yeah, the one that's the furthest.
Yep.
Up at the top. Okay, and I'm gonna shoot him again. Ooh, nat 20.
Hell yeah!
There you go. Roll the damage.
Carrick's got a fuck ton of really neat spells.
I always
That's what I
forget.
like to hear.
Do I roll it again or do I just double the number?
I don't know. Ask a rules lawyer.
If
Hey,
you're going raw, it's you roll twice.
You roll twice then.
Okay, so that's 5.
I know some people just double it, some people roll
Another
it.
5, so it doesn't matter. And I add 3. Do I double the 3 as well? I don't think so.
So you don't add, no, you don't double.
Okay, 13 then.
the modifier.
So a total of 18 damage to the boy up top.
Okay. Is it 18?
Yes, total.
To that top one?
Mhm.
Okay. Alright. With that, as you see the crocodiles kind of swarming, going for the smallest of the group, you let out kind of a fury of arrows. One of them pierces right in the eye of the crocodile as it fucking jerks back and swings its lashes around, barreling its body into the side of the other one. What's Carrick doing?
Carrick is immediately seeing that the children are in danger, and his strong paternal instincts activate. He's going to move forward 5, 10, 15, and he is going to unleash his most powerful spell because I don't know. I want to get this combat over with since he's not here. Wall of Fire.
There you go.
It's 60 by 20 So that's just it'll hit all three of these boys.
Okay.
And they make a dexterity saving throw. Is this just columns of fire for 60 feet rage forward up into the air? They're 20 feet high. It's gigantic.
Okay.
And then he sets
They
the
make
whole
dex
force
saves.
on fire.
I feel like that's a 10.
They make dex saves. All right, 3 dex saves coming up.
Carrots, DC 15.
Oh shit, Steve, you just actually gave me a really good idea.
Thank you. That's what I'm all about.
What's the DC?
15.
All fail.
Wonderful. They take 5d8. Wait. Yeah. 5d8.
All right, roll it up.
Let me roll those. Doodly
Is it
doodly doo.
split
Whoa.
between them?
Nope, it's 5d8
All
on
of them
each
take
one
it.
of them
Each?
because
Ooh.
it's the we only have one spellcaster that can cast 4th level spells, and he's awesome.
Hey, Sue,
Okay.
how does it feel to know that they failed to save on a character that wasn't yours?
Rip.
Oh my god, that low rolled. Okay, so each of them takes 16 points of fire damage. That's not amazing. If they stay in it, they keep burning. And
Is that a persistent wall of fire?
yes.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
stays concentration.
So as that happens, and as they ignite into flame, this wall of fire, kind of.
Oh, could I? Can you roll one more save? I've never used this ability before. It's actually much bigger than I thought. It's fucking gigantic.
That
so
one's
it'll
a
hit
20.
this one. Okay.
That's a
So
that's a pass.
It takes half damage, so 8 points of fire damage. Apologies. You can continue.
Yeah, no worries. Now, as that happens, all of them, the fire kind of sets off like this just inherent fear within them, as they're all making wisdom saving throws. Fail.
I'm a naughty farmer. I grow strike freaks.
I feel like that's something Carrick would say. In a
So
moment like that.
as they all ignite into flame, the three of them kind of stand there for a moment, like just kind of freaking out, while the other one dives under the water in retreat.
Wonderful. And that will end Carrick's turn.
Okay.
Next up is
Flint.
Flint.
Alright, show me what's happening at the moment. I have a visual picture, but I'd like to know better.
There's 3 enemies in a wall of fire.
That's an.
One is at the corner. You might be able to hit.
What kind of angle is that?
The one in front of me left.
Yeah.
It's the farthest one away, but yeah.
Yeah, it got back in
It
the
could have
water.
been Sentinels. It could have been Sentinels, but that's alright. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Well, you also can't see the thing, so.
So he's in the middle of fire.
Okay, I'm going to move up to be parallel to the guy in the middle, to the crocodile in the middle, and that should give me enough reach to booming blade the fuck out of the one on top.
So you want to move like underneath where Ivris is?
Ivris is the one who's the green wolf,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so up on over her, get to the middle. I'm not sure if that's enough space. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, never mind. I can't do that. Fuck it. I'm just gonna dash and get to that middle, and then action surge and then hit him with a booming blade. Throw my warhammer on this.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay, so he jumps over Ivris, goes here, and does something.
So there, he's not in range of any of them, so he would have to step into the fire. Unless he goes here.
think that might be what he wanted.
Yeah, I mean, moves.
Very well. I move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which multiplied by 5 is 40. I move 40 feet along the wall of flames, and I take out my warhammer, use booming blade on the one who's furthest north.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll roll that in a second.
God, Wall of Flame is so big. It's so fucking cool. Holy shit.
Alright, somebody gonna roll for... Okay, there he goes. Alright, that hits.
What's the damage on that?
We're gonna find out.
Interesting.
Alright, the 3 of that is thunder damage. As I take out my warhammer, it starts to shake in the middle of the swing, and as it hits him on the snout, he's gonna start having like little sparks that go all over him. And I'm gonna use war magic to bonus action hit him again.
Do it.
Right, and then after I do that, I essentially take the warhammer and hit him again on the top of the head. And if he moves, he takes another 2d8 thunder. And after that, I drop the warhammer on the ground, and I end my turn there.
How much damage did the second one do?
10.
10.
So a total of 22.
Okay.
Those are some low rolls in terms of damage, but at least I got the hit. For that.
Yeah. So you kind of run in there, smack it once, and this booming thunder kind of hits it, and like it starts to shake as the fucking thunder reverberates around it. And then after you hit it from the right to left, and its head kind of cracks and snaps back, then you just take your hammer and fucking bash it over the top, burying its head into the ground as it fucking makes all these noises. And then with that, Kira, you're up.
Okay. I yell for the kids to back up and avoid the water. What's their movement speed?
They have 20 movement speed.
Okay.
Oh, did I never give you guys their character sheets? Okay.
No.
I'll do that later.
Okay, so they move like that. And I have full run. Go here to like stand guard.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna start aiming for the weak points of the crocodiles, seeing that I can hit them in the eyes. I'm sure I can't pierce their hide as easily, so she's aiming for like the vital points.
Okay.
Going to bonus action, Slayer's Eye, move it from this one to this one. And aiming for the eyeballs, start shooting.
I can get him.
$26. Okay, so that's 12 damage.
Okay.
Then shooting again. Aiming for the other eye. 28. $13 damage.
So it's 12 and 13.
Yes.
6, 8. And then 13, 31. Okay. As you let 2 arrows loose, and you're aiming for the eye, but it just shoots a little. Both arrows go a little bit low, just embedding themselves right into the snout of this giant crocodile. It thrashes about, lunging forward, still standing in the fire though, trying to get out. Does that end your turn?
I'm gonna move a little bit. I'm gonna have Shlens move here. I back up. I have Icarus back up as well.
Okay.
Now I have my turn.
Okay.
Alright, so it's back to me.
Damien, you're up. So you're looking, but you stop, take a moment to look behind you. You see the vines and the rustling of trees and bushes. Now you see what looks like vines along the ground, the trail that you just ran down, kind of skimming along the ground like snakes chasing you. And you look up in the canopy and you see them chasing you as well. Seems that more and more and more are coming into this chase. What are you doing?
Alright, one, do I hear or see the fight that's going on somewhere else in the swamp?
You do not hear
Is it-
anything.
Okay, because there's a giant wall of fire. I wasn't sure if I could see that
you-
either.
Actually, roll a perception check on that.
Okay. Ah, please be good. +3. That was a shit roll. Oh, 15 plus 3. 18!
So two things. What you do see is, as you kind of first look back and then look forward while you're trying to decide if you're going to keep running, you see above the treetops, just like a billow of smoke, and then you just hear this loud crack, kind of echo and reverberate through the swamp.
I'm heading towards it.
Okay, so you're gonna keep running.
Yeah, I'm heading towards that smoke/noise.
Okay. So you make your
casting long strider on myself.
okay. So you are still in combat, so you would be moving 40 feet, and then if you want to take those dashes, you could.
Yeah, I'm taking 5 dashes. Now my movement is 50 each instead of 40 through that long strider cast.
Okay. So roll those Constitution saves as you are.
This is so risky. If I fail 2 of these, I'm like instantly fucked. 20. I don't know what critting on that
Okay.
does, but you fucking kidding me? A 1 and a 2. Okay.
Okay, so that's a
I
fail.
had disadvantage on ability checks. I'm assuming this is an ability check.
So now you have disadvantage on all ability checks. Yep, this is an ability
Okay,
check.
but I'm maintaining the 1, so it cancels out. So now I'm just down to 1 dice.
Yep.
Do I have to roll the next 3?
Unless you don't want it, you don't have to take the dashes.
I'll take 1 more.
Okay.
I'm assuming the 2 failed. Alright. That's 3 dashes.
Okay.
Am I, from seeing that smoke, how much closer am I to...
It's from the angle you couldn't really tell how far it was, but it's not far at all. It's got to be like half a mile, maybe a mile.
Oh. So I'm not getting there anytime soon.
I mean, depending on how fast you're running, you could be running a 6-minute mile. You could be running a 10-minute mile. You gotta take those dashes, baby.
Realistically, what the fuck can... If just doing 1 dash, that's not gonna exhaust me. That's 100 feet of movement every 6 seconds. I don't think a lot of things are gonna catch me, so I'm just going at my normal pace now. Just dashing, doing
Wait.
normal safe stuff.
Yeah. So you have
Yeah,
the.
I did my free one, and
Yep.
then I did 3 more rolls. For those. So I'm just saying, for my turns from now on,
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
going to take the safe route.
Okay, that's
I'm
fine.
going 100
That's-
feet every
yep,
6
that's
seconds.
fine. We're gonna
do
just
it.
play it turn by turn. Okay. So move your character however many feet you just moved from where you are.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Man, Damien is a fast boy.
He's fucking booking it. So you're booking it, and as you're looking over your shoulder, you see all these vines kind of chasing you. You turn back and you look in front of you, and you see kind of the swamp out in front of you, and Hold on. 11. And you're kind of looking at different areas, and like how you see on the ground, there's like areas and puddles, and you're making a very careful point not to step in any of the swamp. You don't want the water to slow you down, any of the muck to slow you down. You see that there's different areas where the trees are very tight together, and you make an active point not to go that way. You don't run into any complications as you continue to run through the swamp as fast as you can.
Hell yeah. I do have a point of exhaustion.
Yep. And then they roll. Okay, A-Bot, you're up.
A-Bot shifts, looks towards them, quickly runs 5, 10, 15, 30, no, 25, and then 30. Can he reach out with them with awakened mind? Can he like see them, or are they close enough to target with it?
I mean, they're close enough. They're in and on fire, but yeah.
He's immediately going to communicate with beast speech.
We have more fire. Run.
Just trying to get it across that this is not a good idea. But he'll take the dodge action, but he'll end his turn aside from that.
So Damien, as you continue to run, you see the vines kind of creeping behind you. 6 times 2, 12. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. As they appear, you appear to be running fast enough to keep the same amount of distance between you and the vines as they're kind of creeping like from all these different directions, kind of compiling and just basically following right after you. Ava, as the crocodiles are standing there just roasting in that fire as it kind of ignites them, and Flint runs over and smacks them in the head, and you go and speak directly in their mind. They begin to retreat back 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Kind of scurrying back for the water. As the 2 others that had dived in the water emerge from the river, full speed, making their way towards Valroon and the children. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20. Kira, you see this? You are going to get... Actually, you know what? Before that actually happens, make a dexterity check, Kara.
Okay. God damn it.
So you hear them kind of pop out of the water and start sprinting. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And you hear Valroon start barking and hissing. The children kind of raise their spears up and just start screaming in Orcish in your direction. That's going to end the crocodile's turns as they reach the children and Valroon. Carrick, what are you doing?
Yes.
Until they fuck off proper, he's just gonna hold concentration. Once they're in the water, he'll drop it.
Okay.
Unless anything else happens and we're still trying to kill these things. Yeah, I mean, Abot and Carrick aren't doing anything.
Spiritual
Hello?
weapon.
Did you not hear about
Yeah, there's kids getting attacked.
behind us?
What?
What? Welcome to the D&D session, Soup.
Stop playing a different video game, Soup.
I'm not playing a different video game. Yeah, that's no bueno. What?
No
Fucking
shit.
hell. I don't know what ability. Give me a second.
Spiritual. I literally said spiritual weapon.
Okay, he'll use spiritual weapon, and he'll bap this thing. Jesus, I can't believe I blanked this hard. Okay, this
Are you
is
gonna-
spiritual weapon.
Are you gonna cast it at 3rd level or 1st level?
He's gonna cast it at its highest level,
Okay,
which
so that would be 3rd. That
wonderful.
it can do, and it'll do an additional D8. So now it does 2D8
no,
plus
spiritual weapon only does an extra D8 at 4th level.
Or he's casting it at 3rd level. So it increased by
Oh,
1d8,
shit, you're
so
right.
it does 1 extra d8. Bonus action, it can attack this thing. What is he attacking with? A +4. I'm gonna roll this dice, and then I'll see if it hits. God, fucking hell. 10 plus 4, 14. Does a 14 hit this thing?
14 hits.
14 hits. Wonderful. Now he's gonna roll 2d8. 2d8. Where are all my d8s?
You need some of mine.
1, 2. 8. 8 plus 4?
Yeah.
Uh,
Fire, I believe. Yep.
Yep, 8 plus 4. So 12 points of damage for that. And then he'll 5, 10, 15. He'll cast Toll the Dead on this thing. Which means it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
DC 15.
DC 15, thank you. But if you want to take over,
Hey, I figure we're tag team in this character sheet. It's like a tag team wrestling.
Oh my god. Yeah. So make those wisdom save, buddy.
Alright, here we go. There's 1, 2. I only need the 1. That's pass.
So it's a pass.
I think.
So he does.
Yeah, it's pass.
He has 15 DC. It's 0 damage.
Yep.
Great. And Karakin's turn.
Okay.
Alright, wonderful. I don't know who's up next.
Ah, fun. Did I send the... Oh.
Yep. Hey, I'm just gonna do this because I'm a decent DM. Kira, just remember that your wolves have reactions.
Yeah, I was going to do that on my turn.
Okay. Well,
I wasn't sure if I had to do it on my turn or not.
so
The
reactions.
never mind.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Reactions work as they are reacting to something else someone else is doing.
So you can do them on other people's turns.
I see. Okay. I'm going to have Shalens do bait and switch. So, does she make the dexterity?
So read what it says. So that
Yeah.
only occurs when when somebody's being attacked. So when somebody's being attacked, you can use that reaction.
Okay.
Nobody's being attacked right now. So on the
Okay.
crocodile's turn, when the crocodile attacks someone, she could use bait and switch.
Okay.
You also have like one that helps people hit people, right? So if someone misses,
Yes.
Alright, I am very out of position at the moment.
It's rough out here. Just teleport.
I'll just teleport using my abilities that I don't have.
I think you can get in range of the
I
one.
have to count. After counting the squares, I realized that I can fight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I can get to melee with the weapon closest, right?
I have no idea what you just said.
Can he get in melee with this one?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, yeah.
35? Then no. I only have 25.
Wait, you still
Okay.
have your whip, right?
Oh right, yeah, I have my whip. Thank you.
Yep, you
Thank
can
you.
have it.
Sorry, my
Get the
nose
bitch.
is not helping me. Anyway, I'll tell Kira. Kira, tell the kids to do not to move very careful away from the crocodiles while we encircle them. And I take out my whip, get 25 feet closer, and start whipping.
Start whipping.
So, that guy will take firstly booming blade. Also, I also have to roll the damage from the guy who moved away from me last turn.
Are you doing this all on by memory? Your sheet?
Yeah, and using the NDV on.
Oh, okay.
Alright, 19 for the booming blade.
Hits.
And then war magic credit.
Okay, 2 hits.
Does a 12 hit?
Wait, you're attacking 3 times?
No, I attacked 2 times.
Oh, it was a 2d8. Yeah, 12 does not hit.
Wait, Frankie, I have a question. With my distract reaction, does it have to be all 3 of them, or can it be 2?
So the reactions where it says all 3 of them work together. The reactions that just say, you know, the one thing, that is the one doing it.
Okay.
So you can either spend a reaction, spend all of their reactions, or you can spend, you know, a reaction for each of them. Make sense?
Gotcha. Yes.
Then I'm gonna yell to Kira. Tell the kids to move carefully away from the crocodiles, and your wolf to block the way. I can keep this one occupied.
Okay.
And this is important, Frank. If this one moves, it takes 2d8, and if it moves, I'm gonna sentinel attack them. 'Cause I haven't done that with the other ones because I can't see the board, but if that happens.
Okay. So you did 17 damage to that one?
Yes.
Holy shit. Okay. So ridiculous. Is that in your turn?
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm very, very sniffy today.
That's alright. Alright, Kira, you're up.
Poor snuffly boy. Okay, I'm yelling for the kids to move backwards. So, bagging this off the board.
Carefully. As in, disengage away.
Yeah.
They
This
can take
mix-up
the disengage action if you want them to.
isn't- Yes. What
Okay.
does that do?
Makes it so you don't take opportunity attacks.
Wonderful. 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. 20 half them are just falling over. Good God.
Oh god, the baby.
The baby.
Okay.
Okay. I want to use the reactions, but I haven't attacked yet. I'm gonna have Shalen's move. Okay, I'm going to bonus action Hunter's Mark. This one.
Okay.
That's a spell slot. Okay, aiming for the eyeballs, shooting the bitch. Does that hit?
13 does not hit.
Shit. Okay, shooting again.
You could use your reaction.
I thought it was only if they were attacking.
No. Read it.
Well, I don't want to use all the reactions.
That's
At the
okay.
same time.
That's fine.
Okay. 16. That hits.
16 hits.
Okay, that's 13 damage to this boy.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to action surge
Ooh.
and keep shooting at him. Another 16.
That hits.
Another 13 damage. $18. And that's 8 damage.
What was that 13 that you just said?
But that was one of the damage. I action surged and I can attack 2 more times.
Okay, so it's
So
12 plus 13 plus 8?
Yes.
Okay.
Did I have full remove yet? I don't think I did. No. Okay, so I'm gonna have to remove 5 instead.
If Volra moves, she's going to take 2 opportunity attacks.
Is this one within range? One on the left?
Oh, no, sorry. No, she's not. No, it's not. The other one is, though.
Okay. Never mind. Okay.
Yes.
I'm done with my turn.
That'll end your turn?
Okay.
Okay. Damien, you're still running, bud. What are you doing?
Running plus 1 safe dash, and that's probably it.
Okay. So you
100 feet of it.
move 80 feet?
100.
100?
So my boots give me 40. Long strider gives me another.
Oh, yeah. Nice. All right.
I'm basically a
You're
monk
just,
right now.
you're just fucking booking it, dude. All right, Abot,
I
what do you...
can't afford to take another
Yeah.
exhaustion.
No, I get you.
Okay, but quickly rushing forward, seeing that the fight is taken to a different location. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, right in this thing's face, shield in hand, and it's just going to reach, if I can fit with my fat ass. Holy shit, he's on this right here. He's right here, and he is going to look past this crocodile and create bonfire right in front of this thing. And then he is shouting again in beast speech. You know, it's worked every time so far. He's shouting not in awakened mind, but just out loud.
There is no food for you beasts, only flame.
It's like as loud as he can, but doesn't stutter because he's not an idiot like I am. And yeah, that'll end my turn. Or it's more, it's right here.
Okay. That'll end your turn. So as that fire appears and you whisper into the crocodile's mind, it again just like snaps its body around and begins to run back for the water. As the fire kind of blocks its path. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Diving in headfirst. The other crocodile, though, now surrounded, is just lashing out in every direction, biting at anything that gets close to it. Or rather, the smallest thing that gets close to it. And so it's lashing out at Shalen's.
Don't like that.
What's Shalen's AC?
14, I believe.
Okay. So, as it spins around, Shalen's kind of hops back, dodging the tail, but then the head comes around and just clamps down onto her leg. Where is that? Boy. Oh, no. Dealing 17 points of piercing damage, and I need Shalen's to make a grapple check.
Grapple check.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Okay, acrobatics is +5, so we're gonna do that. Great, 7.
The crocodile also got a 7. Uno, what happens?
Grappler wins.
Grappler
It
wins.
beats.
Yep. So
wins, I'm afraid.
So the crocodile clamps down onto her leg, and as she goes to pull, you hear and like see her just like freaking shriek in pain as it tears down the flesh and clamps down on like the wrist at the paw, and begins to drag her back towards the water, doing that thing that crocodiles do where they start spinning their fucking body as it's trying to roll back towards the water, dragging Shalens with it.
Is that the one that I attacked?
That is. It hasn't actually. It has not moved yet, but it's about to. So when it does, it'll take that damage. So as it goes, 5. Is this fire right here, Abot?
This
yeah.
is spiritual weapon.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Does Ivers get an
25,
opportunity?
30. No, the wolves don't attack.
Damn
They
it.
only react.
The spiritual weapon gets an opportunity.
The spiritual
attack.
weapon does.
And
So,
wasn't Flint
weapon
also?
is not the spiritual weapon is
Flint-
not a creature. It does not get opportunity attacked or disappears.
I didn't know that. My bad.
but
Does Flint get an opportunity
Flint,
attack though?
Flint
Yes, he does.
was in range. Yes, he does.
He does. He gets a sentinel attack too, which means it drops to 0, and if the creature is moving, it takes 2d8. So I'm just gonna roll all of that.
Wait, it drops to its movement drops to 0.
Yeah, he can lock him
Yeah,
down in
if
place,
he
but he
gets
has to
hit by sentinel, yeah.
He has
he
to
has to
what?
actually hit the attack though.
Okay.
That hit? Does it?
17 hits.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Alright, so from moving it takes 8 damage. From the attack it takes 8 damage. Its speed goes to 0, and I'm gonna try to grapple it with the bow. With the whip,
Okay.
if that's alright. It's with advantage, so I'm just gonna roll.
Why is it with advantage?
Because I'm big, and it gives me advantage on all stuff. Oh, I
Think-
forgot to add
Wait,
my
enlarge.
D4 to every
Enlarge
attack I
gives
made.
enlarge gives you advantage, even though this thing is huge.
Yeah, enlarge does the following things. It enlarges you to large, makes all of your weapons large as well. You deal an extra 1d4 damage on all your weapon attacks, which I have forgotten, and I will not add them if I forgot them. And all strength checks and saving throws are made with advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Enlarge reduce is pretty fucking ridiculous, actually.
No. You get. The target also has advantage on strength. Oh, strength checks and strength savings. You're right. I only saw strength saving throws for a second there. Okay.
It's a crit, boys.
Hell
And a
yeah.
grapple check.
You got a 20.
Yep, 28.
Okay. Yeah. So as you see the crocodile grab Shalens and begin to like drag her away as she fights, trying to get somebody to save her, you kind of lash out with your whip. The whip wraps around the snout of the beast, and you kind of just grab it and pull it back, holding it in place, not letting it pull Shalens into the water.
Hell yeah. I'm going to yell, "That's Freya's, you fucking cunt! Let it go!"
As the thing keeps thrashing back and forth, trying to break free and trying to pull the wolf into the water. At that point, those of you that would be closest have noticed that the 3 other crocodiles have retreated into the water and disappeared. Carrick's up.
Bonus action attack crocodile with his spiritual weapon. I don't actually remember what the spirit looks like.
I think it was like a giant molten hammer.
Yeah, it was.
13. Does that hit?
No.
6 plus 7 is 13. Yep, okay, so it misses.
I want to use restrain. When an ally misses an attack, they all move to the enemy and grant +3 to the missed attack roll.
So as that giant molten hammer is coming down, Volrune kind of twists and contorts her body, yelping in pain, but biting down on the crocodile as the other two wolves grab onto different legs, and so it's being held in place, completely still by Flint and the three wolves, and kind of just holding it down to the ground as the hammer at first was gonna miss, and then just comes down, crushing the beast's like head right above where it's holding Shalens in its maw, dead. And that is going to end the combat.
Alright, everyone. How are we gonna do this?
Damien,
Oh,
you're
alright.
you're still running, bud.
Yeah,
Are you taking any more
safe
risk?
route. Dash plus normal movement, 100 feet.
Okay. As you continue to run full speed.
If these guys start to catch up to me dangerously close, I'll start taking risks.
Yeah, we're gonna see if they are. So you're moving on another 100 feet.
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay. Do, 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 do. 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna see if they catch up. This is your third turn. 11. 35 plus 40, 70. Okay, so you're moving 100 feet. Move yourself 100 feet. Because I was just keeping the spacing so that we could still keep tracking.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50. I'm gonna run around movement.
Okay.
60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95.
Across the board. All right. And yeah. So at that point, you just keep running as fast as you can, and you see that you're actually gaining distance. The vines are just too slow to catch up with you as you're just running at full speed. And after another 2 minutes or so of running, you just start to see that billowing smoke in front of you. And as you do that, you see across the river just this commotion and this giant floating hammer coming down. You see 4 horses standing in front of you, and on the other side of the river, you see your friends. I need a perception check from you.
From me?
Yep.
Alright, where'd my d20 go? 5 plus 3.
What you see is on the edge of a large swamp lake on the other side of a fire, what looks to be like a log kind of slowly drifting towards the edge.
He can also see the giant wall of fire.
He sees a
right?
giant wall of fire. He sees all of you standing on the other side. He sees the 4 horses here, and there's a log floating. What looks to be a log floating on the edge of the swamp. That concludes combat. What are you doing?
Heading. So, okay, real quick. How does long jumping work? So I'm reading it on roll, roll 20.
There's a thing called go to Google, write jump calculator 5e. You put in your strength, and it tells you how much you can jump.
So, but normal movement doesn't matter.
It only matters because you have to. Like if you jump more than you move, you can't jump more than your movement. So if you somehow manage to jump forward like 50 feet, you'd only be able to jump 40 feet, but that's it.
Okay. So. How tall is Damien?
I'm going to go to Shalen's,
Hmm.
and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on her.
Okay.
Where's my spells? 1d8 plus 2.
So according to this, if I wanted to, I can jump 19 feet horizontally. This calculator.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just jump over this chasm and be like, "Yo, what's up, boys?"
By chasm, do you mean river?
River, whatever. There's a thing I was reading earlier, and it used the chasm as a descriptor. That's why I said.
What did you roll for the heal for Shalen's? Because she took
9
She
HP.
took 17 points of damage. Or I'm sorry, it was more than that. It was.
She's at 44 right now. She was at 35. And I healed her 9.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna tell the wolves to stay here.
Okay.
Get
So-
on full run.
So Damien, you kind of come up and you see the horses all standing there, and you kind of walk by them and you walk to the edge of the river, and you said you're just gonna long jump across it.
Yeah, I can jump 19 feet.
Okay.
If there's any obstacles, I have to make a deck or a.
Yeah, no, you can go to a part of the river where there are none.
Okay.
And you get to the edge, kind of step back, and fairly effortlessly just kind of bound across the river.
Yeah.
Landing on the other side, coming up behind Carrick. And as you kind of get into the space, you see this large smoldering fire to your right, like larger than you've almost ever seen. Like it's fucking huge. This wall of flame, kind of just smoldering. In the middle of all of them is just this incredibly large, giant crocodile. You see Kira kind of kneeling down, tending to the wounds on Shalen's, and you see a third wolf, larger than the others, standing by her side. What are you doing?
As soon as I land, I assume when I land, like I'm in that like crouch position, where you're like so I just hit hard.
That Naruto position, yeah.
Well, I mean not like fucking weeb run, but I'm just like I landed right, like
Yep.
that was a lot of force. And I just kind of stand up, looking at the group. Did anyone like notice this dude just fucking leap across this 20-foot?
15 feet.
I mean, not really. They just finished killing this thing, so they're like they like kill it. They like, kind of all look up at each other, and then you kind of just like bound over the river.
Yeah. As soon as I land, I look at him and I say, "Long time no see."
So when you guys
Hold up
turn
that cart.
and look at this person, it's a large human man. Describe what you look like a little bit, Damien.
Yeah. So he's got a little bit of a. He looks like the mountain, just tanner. It's canon now. He looks like the mountain, but tanner.
As in Sarah's brother, or
No. Yeah,
I post a picture of him.
I look like a shithead 14, 15, however old he is. Yeah, I look like Timmel. No, I look like this just big hulking dude. Kind of grizzly beard. It's not super well kept. Pretty short hair. Normally he likes to have it a little bit longer, but pretty short right now. And he's just a fucking. He's the definition of a beefcake right now. Pretty tan skin. He's not full blown Caucasian. He's got something else in there.
Hello.
Hi, can I help you?
Does he sound any different from Damien?
He sounds a little different. not super different, but he just says, "It's me." And I pull out something. I pull out, or I undo some of the wraps around my hand and show him the crystals.
Oh, hey, Eularian? Hello. Or,
Are you with a splinter?
I just say, "Do I really look that different?" It's me, Damien.
Wow.
really?
Really?
What?
Did I believe him?
Do I believe him?
You tell me if you believe him, or roll an insight check and tell me if you believe him.
Mm,
19.
I pull out the blood-soaked Shalinstian banner fragment and show it to him. And pull out the necklace of helm that they've seen me wear.
Oh.
wait,
Uh,
no. How did... Sorry,
So-
I'm a little confused. Did... What happened?
He's like
I kick.
walking around him, like he's like just looking at him from all sides.
Isn't it pretty obvious? I kicked the demon's ass. I took
so
my
you
old
passed
body
the
back.
blood moon thing.
As about as well as you can pass it. How about that?
Like a test? I apologize. I'm confused. You are no longer blue. Like a peachy tan color. So are you, like a, human now, like fully?
They did tell us that they would turn back to human.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
they
they
become
looked
like
like
the blue things
regular
first.
people.
But I do not remember them still having shards of crystals in their arms.
They did.
Can I try to persuade them?
I mean,
I
I
mean,
believe you. You don't have to persuade me.
You don't have to persuade people who believe you.
Okay.
Damien, how are you? Did it go well? Like you told me that you did well, but are you okay now? Like, they told us you'd spend a good amount of time recovering.
Well, I mean, for me, it's the recovery phase isn't as bad. The others are doing pretty good. Sarley, he made it.
It's good to hear.
That's good.
We got him his tea.
Looking at him with detect magic, does Abot get any of any magical quality from his arm or his person?
There is not, at this time, there's no, magical aura. No.
I am under the effects of some spells at the moment.
It would have been the 10 minutes by now. Or the
well,
hour.
Okay.
Because you cast
Unrelated,
it that.
but I want to get on Volrune and jump across the river on her.
Damien, it's really, really, really good to see you and hear that everything is fine. You disappeared for a bit. We just assumed that you were gonna go with the Olarians. Are you gonna go stick with us now?
Honestly, it was a pretty hard choice. I think I can do more good with you than I can them. There's some things I'm gonna want to talk to you guys about, but it's good to be back.
It's good to hear. Listen, we are attempting to move through the swamp. We have found a way to Carnegie. Have you ever been there?
Have I been
Nope.
to Carnage? Okay. I'd shake my head no.
It's a continent to the west. It's where most of our allies are. We're gonna go speak with a bunch. I'll be honest, we aren't not exactly sure of how to proceed, and that's kind of why we're going back. But it's really good to have you with us.
In any case, I'm ecstatic that you were returned to us. Though I do have questions.
I'll be free to answer them. I look at Carrick. Did Carrick ever make me a fucking greatsword?
He
I
did, but
said
you gave
in
it
my
away.
message. Do what?
He didn't, but you gave the other one he made you away. He did not make you one.
Yeah, no, that. Yeah, I was wondering if he made me another one because
No,
I asked him in our message or whatever. Shit.
he never said that he did.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's good to see you too. Hello.
And then he fucks off.
Cordial as ever.
Hey kids, want to see a magic trick? Just pulls down his pants. No. Yeah, Abot's definitely like very curious. And through his demeanor, like you can tell it's a little suspicious. He hasn't kept his eye off of you since you've showed up.
I just like to point out, I accidentally gave this guy a smidge of like a Jersey accent, and I'm not a fan of the new voice that I gave him. It just kind of came out, and I was like, oh fuck. If it slowly goes deeper again, we'll know that that's his true voice.
I'm over here with the horses, and I want to start herding them towards the bank of the
Okay.
river over here.
Okay.
Alright, Damon, help me out with this, and I'm gonna start to jump over the river and start moving the wagon to turn into a boat and pass it through the river and then outside.
Yeah, I go with him.
Okay. So you guys both leap back over the river. Pull all the different panels down, turn your wagon into a boat, and then what are you doing?
I like how the first time we're getting to use it, he's not here.
And you know he's not gonna watch the VOD, so he'll have no idea.
Nobody tell him.
The fucking hour and a half boat description. Who's not even here to fucking reap the benefits?
Nobody tell him.
Yeah, we'll turn into a boat and just make it like shove it towards the other end, and then jump over and just drag it out. Assuming it floats and it just doesn't go into the river.
Well, I have some rope I can give you. We can tie it to it.
Real quick, Frank. I want to look towards the way I came from. Are those vines like chilling? Like, what's going on with that?
You don't see them anymore. You ran for a while, right? So you ran for that amount of time while they were chasing you until a point where like you were just gaining so much distance. You can continue that jog for a while, and after some time,
Okay,
you
I
came
wasn't
across-
sure how
No,
long
you probably ran. You probably ran for another 10 minutes after that.
Gotcha. Okay. I just pointed out to the group though. I'm like, hey, the fucking vines around here are pretty deadly. And I'm gonna chase you down.
We've
If you
dealt
see
with
movement.
some last time we were here, but we'll be careful. Oh, also, you don't know. Okay, how do I explain this? So the mother of the Hanu didn't want the kids back, and kind of dumped them on us, and now we are taking them with us to a safer place.
Kira, like, scratches her head and looks awkward, like, shuffling the feet. She's like, yeah, I'm their mom now.
I whisper to Flint. I'm like, do they know about what you did to them?
They don't. I'm planning to first put them in a safe place, make sure that they know how to defend themselves. There's some kind of prophecy that the mother of the Hanu gave Kira, and I'm already invested in making sure that these people get taken to their fates, and after that happens, I'm gonna tell them, and whatever consequences happen, then happen. It's just, right now, they would just scatter and die.
I just give him a nod.
Am I able to safely get all the horses over the river?
So
They run and jump.
So as you're gonna try and get them to run and jump over the 15-foot river.
Yes, they have a 16 strength score, so as long as they make that 10-foot running jump, they can cross it.
Okay. So are you gonna mount the horse and then run and jump on each? Is that
Yes.
okay? So that takes you about 30 minutes to an hour, but yeah, you're able to do it.
Okay.
Mount a horse, jump over, jump on one of the wolves, come back over, while the rest of them kind of reconfigure the wagon and ford the river.
Fucking cat was stealing my dog's food. What the fuck?
And I'm gonna go check in all the kids, like try to calm them down, pat them on the shoulder, like, you guys did great, I'm proud of you.
Okay.
Hey, like check on them.
And as you check on all of them, the only one that has anything significant to say is Baji. And as you come to her, she looks up at you and says, We could have fought them. We could have killed them. We could have honored the Hanu.
We did honor the Hanu by surviving. Not all enemies are worth fighting.
She kind of looks at the other children, and none of them seem to really be paying attention. They're kind of just like, Lortar and Consif are kind of looking at each other, and they're kind of showing each other their staves, and they're like rehashing what happened and how they were ready to fight, and kind of just like bragging to each other about it, and they're like all amped up. But Baji kind of just looks at all of them and looks back at you, and then just kind of solemnly nods, and turns back to the other children and joins in on their little brag fest, trying to like one up each other and talk about how brave they were.
I think I handled that well.
So with that, you guys,
Mom, achievement unlocked.
you gather the horses, you gather the wolves, you gather the wagon. What are you doing?
Real quick, did the orc children don't speak common, correct?
No, they speak Orcish.
They speak a little bit.
They speak broken common. Like they can speak like 10 words at this point of common.
How long does it take to like teach someone a language?
None of you have ever taught somebody a language, so if
I mean,
you're not teaching them from birth,
I've learned a lot about languages and language acquisition. Is this knowledge that I might know?
yeah, I mean you would have a general understanding of what it takes to teach someone a language, but the idea of having a time frame that it takes is a little
Inconsistent.
inconsistent, and it's a little bit of a pointed question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because I think like in normal D&D rules there are like actually like this is how long it takes
Yep.
to learn a language.
Yeah, like at a meta level, if you want to talk like at a meta level, yeah, you could just open up the player's handbook and learn. And
Okay. Well, okay. I guess it was more of are they capable of learning?
yeah, they are capable. They are
Yeah,
capable.
we've been teaching them.
Yep, but it's gonna take time because you're only teaching them little by little every day, and they're just listening to you, and you probably slip in, Kira probably slips in some English, some common words whenever she's talking to them, but it's gonna take time.
Okay. So real quick, wasn't our goal? We were supposed to meet at that one spot that I mentioned, but now we're together, so we don't have to meet. So
No, we can just go.
yeah.
Let's just get the wagon moving, get the kids back on it, and keep moving. Let's be as careful as possible. Keep looking up to the vines. If there's any weird terrain, just be wary.
Before we get going, Damien, could I ask you a question or two?
Ask away.
What happened in Karok? Just a brief overview. I do not know if you are the real Damien. I'm not convinced.
I just tell him, the Shalinstians destroyed it. They probably killed my family. At the very least, imprisoned them. Thank you for bringing these memories back up. I really appreciate it.
I apologize.
Yeah,
I
but
cannot
that's-
think.
That's not a really good, like... I don't know, that's common knowledge, is it not?
Wouldn't it have been a better question to ask me if you saved me from that hypnotic frog on our first journey together?
Or what the result was from our little spar. There are several things we could ask him if you were unsure. But all of those things could be obtained from, I don't know, spells that go for memories or thoughts. I don't know. The simple fact of the matter is,
You didn't have
he
to
has
bring up
enough
the most
proof, it
painful.
seems to me, that we can't really say anything. Or else we could just ask Karek to put down a circle of his own
No,
approved, and we could
that's not
end it.
even necessary. And I direct Ivris to go sniff him, and I ask her, does he smell like Damien?
The wolf kind of slowly approaches step by step, takes in a big whiff and circles, and the other two wolves kind of.
Gags.
As she's sniffing, you just hear me whisper under my breath, "Please don't stink, please don't stink, please don't stink."
The two other wolves kind of come up beside you, Kira, and kind of lay down next to you as this wolf is kind of circling around Damien. Ivris kind of speaks back to you, and then, it does not smell of corruption. Something else.
We are in a world with doppelgangers. We are also in a world where you can extract memories. I only asked that specifically because memories with strong emotional value. I am doubtful that they could fake and present it in the same way that I believe Damien would present it.
Good point.
I pull out a Keslan crystal. I said, "You remember where we got these?"
Yes.
I'm just like sorting through my backpack, trying to find shit that.
Oh, what did you do to my red cloak that I got really mad at you about?
I wore it as pants because of the chafing. Are we done?
Fucker, it's him.
God damn it! I've given you so many things. I should have stuck with the fucking splintered. Now, can we please?
You can't really blame us for this, for being suspicious. I mean,
Can you cast magic
weird
now?
shit's been happening.
Ava, we've already established.
No, this is a more general question. I have been satisfied with the fact that this is indeed Damien.
Alright.
Can I cast command on him and use the word "shut up"?
Sure.
Quiet.
All right, it's a wisdom save, 15.
Okay, well you're
So
doing
what's
that.
the verbal and somatic for this? So the party knows that he's just fucking.
I point to you and I say, "Shut up," very sternly.
That is a 2 plus 3 meets it beats, right?
What the fuck's your wisdom save?
I have 2 plus I start as a cleric, so I have proficiency in it. So that's 5.
Okay, it's a 15.
Yeah, I also got a 15.
Oh,
Isn't it
okay.
meets it beats? Yeah.
I thought you said you just rolled a 5 total, and I was like, "Are
Yeah.
you?"
Oh, no, I was saying plus
So it
5.
saves.
Sorry.
All right, just kidding. Cutting words. Roll. I gotta roll a d6.
Immediately, he's like, he takes a step back. Like,
All right, it reduced it by 1. I win.
so what is?
You can't talk for 6 seconds. I don't know.
Wait, how does cutting words work? I mean, you're just flat out attacking me after I accused you of being a doppelganger. Come on
Look,
now.
as a reaction, a creature that is not immune to being charmed, sees you within 60 feet, make a attack roll, ability check, or damaging roll. You did an ability check. You spend 1 use of the bardic inspiration.
No,
roll
you
a
made
die.
a saving throw. Those are different things.
Okay, fine. I didn't use it then. Just kidding. You win, and
God.
I didn't speak. Or you can still speak.
So you just yell "shut up" at me. I resist it. Is that
Yeah.
all that happens? He's like
That's all that
looking
happens.
confused over at the group.
Damien,
You would feel that he did cast a spell on you, though.
are you
Yeah.
trying to cast magic on me? I'm confused. Where's your magical power coming from?
I'm defeated at this moment. I just walk away and I say, "My oath," and then I start walking in what I assume is the direction of that dock we need to get to.
Um, Really quick, can I
Oh,
try to
wagon
cut the
ain't
heart?
not gonna
out of
help.
the
Okay,
crocodile?
fine. Just
Too many people talking at once. I don't know what. I don't know. Nuno, what are you
What are
saying?
you saying, reference?
well, you're not gonna help carry. That's fine.
I'll help carry, whatever. I just
I'm
forgot I
gonna
was helping
start
with that.
like picking the kids, like in the little words that I did comment. I tell them to get back up on the wagon, and like actually first I'm gonna tell start picking up the corpse of the crocodile, and I'll tell like
Oh.
all 9. I'm gonna start like making motions for them to carry it too.
Oh, I was gonna say that I would start cutting the heart out of it.
I don't think
wanna
they'd
do it here?
accept it.
I mean, I guess we can take it somewhere else. I mean, it's just kind of quick. Just slice the bitch up.
Why would we
Yeah.
take the crocodile into a different location? It looks very heavy.
If you wanna do it here, do it here. I just wanna get out as fast as
Yeah, it's
possible.
quicker.
Kira. Okay, go
This
ahead.
thing's long gone.
Okay.
So what are you doing?
Um,
What are you guys doing? Come on.
I'm cutting the heart out of the crocodile as quick as possible.
I'll start
Okay.
telling the kids to get on the wagon. And then
Yeah.
we
So
can
as
go a little
you
bit away from
you
here.
circle the horses around, um, load the kids into the wagon. You hitch the horses to the wagon, and meanwhile, Damien and Avot are bickering, and Kira, you take your dagger and your hatchet, and you kind of start slicing the crocodile open, and you reach inside. I need a survival check, please.
Okie dokie. Survivals plus 4. Eight.
You got an 8?
Mhm.
Okay. So you reach inside, and based on where you cut, you can't quite find like an actual, like a heart feeling organ. You think you get your hands around something like a lung.
Okay. I try to move, like, up more.
Towards because the thing is on its stomach. So when you say up, what do you mean?
I mean, like, calculating from where a lung would be,
You-
I move towards where a heart should be.
You don't know where a crocodile's heart is my point.
Does Abot see her struggling with this?
I mean,
Probably
he's in the middle of a
flailing around with
this
her
is
heart.
happening while you are talking
Oh,
to
okay.
Damien.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. Apologies.
Can I feel the other lung?
Yeah, so you grab that lung, and then you kind of like go to the left, trying to find the other, and you do find an organ there.
Does it feel the same as the one I just touched?
The general shape, yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna go, like, deeper down. If it's...
You could just cut it
Honestly.
open a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll just cut the bitch open more.
Just gonna fucking gut the thing and start pulling shit out.
Yes.
Yeah, so at that point, after that, you just kind of gut it all the way down, basically neck to like groin, and just fucking open that shit up, and you see the heart there.
Okay, I take it out.
Okay, so it's not nearly as big as the 2 hearts that you pulled out of that bird, but it's better than those deer, bigger than those deer that you had killed a while ago when you and Iverse went hunting.
Okay. I go to Shalen's, and I'd offer it to her.
Okay.
And I go through, like, the little ritual.
All right, roll 2d8, please.
Woohoo. That is 9.
Okay, add that to Shalenz's max HP.
Thank you. Okay, I'm done here.
Okay. As she kind of nom eats it up. At that point, Damien and Avot finish their bickering. Flint has loaded up the wagons, and you guys begin on your way north.
Oh, I washed the blood off my arm real quick in the water.
Okay.
Just
Wait, you
putting
go
it
back to
down.
the river? You put your hand in the river?
Never mind. That's stupid. Never mind. I just used my water skin to rinse off my arm.
Okay.
Never
Come on, we know what's in that water. Come on.
mind.
Alright. So you begin making your way north. Anybody doing anything during this travel, or you just begin your walk?
Like halfway through the travel, Abot casts sending
Okay.
straight to Damien, saying,
I apologize if this is offensive. Could you raise your right arm?
and that's it. That's all he says. Abot's just eyeing Damien as well while they're on horseback. Does Damien do anything?
You're muted, David. Somebody probably came in his room.
Oh, Raypus just dumped as well. Oh,
Okay.
Raypus is back.
Okay. So regardless, you say that to him, and maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but you continue on your way.
Are you talking
And
to me? I'm back, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Abot sent him the message. I apologize if this is offensive. Could you raise your right arm, please?
Flick me off.
And Abot's like,
I raise my
trying to-
left hand, but I flip him off.
it's just he gets on horseback and he's been on horseback, but he tries to like move right up next to him, rotating his head 90 degrees to face him.
I apologize for this confusion. Could we have a proper conversation about what has happened and what has occurred?
Damien's a little annoyed at this point, honestly, and he's just like, "What do you want to know?"
I want to know what happened and what your current magical capabilities are. Are you still connected to this entity in any way?
Well, that's a tough one to answer. Kind of. I lost a lot of my magical capabilities, but I gained other ones in the absence.
Is this less or more? I do not understand, kind of. Do you mean less demon, more demon? What is the stick here?
Okay, so essentially, well, I'm not blue, so I'm not beautiful like he wants. But it's probably best to stay away from me during the blood moon. You know how the whole splintered thing is.
Yes.
And as far as my capabilities, when that happens, well, you know what happened to Sully, or
Sarly.
Sarly, and how sometimes he lost control a little bit. So keep that in mind.
So, the other Eularians demonstrated a proficiency in entering this different state. Can you do some of what they could do?
I mean, it's a little different between person and person. I can't fly. I'm kind of bummed about that one.
This is
But-
disappointing.
It doesn't exhaust me like the others. Not as much.
Well, that is good. Yes.
I would still prefer to not go into it, though. Now that I've done it myself, I understand the reason that they don't like going into it.
So, aside from the blood moon, is there any way you could enter this state involuntarily?
Damien doesn't know that.
Does he
I don't
say that
think-
he doesn't know that?
I'm just saying, Damien doesn't know that himself, but he just says to you, after the whole trial, I'll explain that in a minute, I woke up as the beast, so I guess that was involuntarily. Other than that, I don't really know.
Interesting. Regardless, it is very good to have you back. You've demonstrated a great deal of value in this party.
He like rotates his head back over to the rest of them and the children, and then quickly rotates back.
Would you like to talk about what we should do with the children moving forward? I feel that it might be best to be on the same page.
Are you telling this to Damien as well?
Yeah. He's just saying this out loud to everyone.
I look towards Kira since she's the mom, apparently.
I mean, I guess. What do you guys want to talk about?
I still think that we should find them a place in Karnak. I don't, like, to explain everything, Damien, Kira's prophecy things showed them fighting alongside us against the Schwartzes.
But not
I
now,
don't
not when
feel
they're
comfortable.
children. They were older. They were all teenagers.
I honestly still don't feel comfortable making them child soldiers or training them, because would be essentially doing the same thing the Chinese did, weaponizing them, so I'm not okay with it. We're still teaching them how to defend themselves, how to talk, stuff like that. But
Speaking of teaching them how to talk,
He's quickly just cutting him off with awakened mind.
it will be wise if we are trying to keep this hidden under wraps, not to mention what happened at the village, even out loud in common. They are starting to learn common, Damien. So I'll continue.
All I say to that is, eventually they should know.
I am going to tell them, eventually, but it won't do them any good right now. They'll all just run off, and they'll die.
I just say to him, I just say to the group, I say, what have we been teaching them in my absence?
As you guys are having this conversation on the horses, the four of you on the horses, on either side of the horses, Shalens and Valrune, and then Kira, kind of a little bit out in front on top of Ivris. You kind of, each of you in your own way, at different moments, would kind of look back at the children, kind of hearing them giggle and playfully laughing, and again holding up their spears that Flint whittled out for them. And you kind of, Flint, as you look, you see Bajak kind of look at you, and just this stupid little grin on his face. And then he kind of looks back at one of the other kids and continues what he was saying. As you continue your conversation.
Where were we? Yeah, we were teaching them in the morning stuff about their survival, how to hide, how to find food. I believe during the day we were doing drills for them to, be fit, keep being athletic. Garrick was teaching them manners and philosophy and stuff like that. I think that Abot was teaching them language and a little bit of common knowledge, and I was teaching them how to fight at night. That's all.
And Flint, what you would most likely also add, just because your culture is big on kind of guiding principles, you would probably tell Damien about the principles that you're teaching them.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Sorry, I forgot about that.
I know you did. That's why I'm reminding you.
I just say, I look at Kira, I say, I think that these children have great potential to rebuild whatever they want. I would like to be a part of that if you would let me. I lost everything. And I look at Abot and I say, in Karok. I look back at I look back at Kira, I say, I would like to have an opportunity to rebuild something.
Alright.
As you
And
kind of
I-
as you're saying that, Damien, you hear the children kind of yelling and shouting in this language that you don't understand. And Kira, what you hear is, "Give it back! Give it back! That's mine! Flip made it for me!" And it's Niga standing there, holding this spear that isn't hers above her head, kind of standing in the middle of the wagon. As Lortar, the other youngest child, is kind of standing there trying to like get it from Niga, and then just pushes him to the ground in the wagon and takes it from him because Lortar is just significantly bigger. Are you just letting them continue to horseplay, or?
Does Baji step in?
Baji doesn't. She's just letting them go at it. As now Niga gets back up and grabs him and throws him on the wagon, and he's sitting on top of his chest. This is the
I yell
5-year-old
at
and the
them
7-year-old.
to knock it off. Turn around and growl at them and say, "Knock it off," in Orcish.
And all the kids just go wide-eyed and look at you.
Does Niga get up?
He's sitting on top of him, but he's just like wide-eyed looking at you as you kind of snap at him.
Okay. And then I say, "We are family. That is not how you treat family." I look at Niga and I say, "Get up."
He kind of slowly gets up off of his knees, off of Lotar's chest, and you see as they both kind of stand up, Niga's just significantly smaller than him, and they're kind of both looking at you, and then they look at the ground as the wagon kind of bumps, and all the kids' heads kind of just bounce for a second, and then they slowly sit down, and then Orcus, just, "Sorry, Mother."
I give them a nod and turn back around to the others. Did they start playing again? Or are they just
They're all just quiet right now.
What did you tell them?
Oh, Niga was bullying Lortar. I told him to stop.
I think tonight when we fight, I'm gonna try something. See if they understand that they have more things to fight than themselves. Oh,
Very, very interesting bunch.
Yeah.
Damien, if you don't mind me asking, I'm sorry for restarting the conversation. Are you still looking for revenge for what happened to you, or are you looking for something else now? I'll be honest, you look a lot more healthy than before. And I'm wondering if that's just body or not.
Are you asking if I still want the Schlinsteins to pay for what they did?
No, I'm asking if that's your main drive.
I'm still trying to figure that one out. The last month, a lot of things have changed. And I want to say yes, but it's a little bit more up in the air now.
I'll be honest with you. What I did on that village, it wasn't right.
You look
I
like a
have
lot
shit
of.
to deal with.
You looked like a Schlinstein there for a moment. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, full honesty, they are on the surface the most organized and more efficient organization, I guess, that I've seen. Like, you guys here on the surface bicker for every small little thing. You keep on believing that putting your voice up and fists up are gonna do anything to you but get you killed. And the Shalinstians don't do that, and they do everything else really efficiently. Like, I don't want to say look up to them, because they're... Frankly, what they do is fucking evil. There is no getting around that. But the rest of the world is so aggressive that I was having such a hard time dealing with it, and I just got swallowed by it. And I only started realizing after I had to fucking
Hey,
take care of
watch
the
your words.
kids that I. Sorry.
I did not teach them that in common. It is harmless.
I'm just saying, be careful what you say.
You're right. Fact of the matter is, I was just wondering because I don't know. You seemed to almost compensate for my own aggressiveness when we were back, so I was just wondering. But it's fine that you're still thinking about it.
Down in the caves with the hypnotoads, I'm very grateful that I made the decision to save you. You've been very valuable, Damien. I'm glad to have you back.
I just give him a nod. Damon's like thinking about stuff at the moment.
Damien.
Damien looks over.
Ivris did say that you smell different now. You don't smell like corruption anymore. She said you smell like something else.
He completely forgets what he was thinking about and just goes, "Fuck yes," and he puts both his hands in the air. You could, like, it's the biggest fucking smile you've ever seen on anyone's face.
Oh, that's adorable. I look back at the wagon. Are the kids still sitting quietly?
They've begun they're just like whispering to each other very quietly, like quiet enough that you can make out bits and pieces, but they're just kind of very cautious. They don't want to yell that again.
Okay.
Is there... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to go to the entrance of the wagon and have the one that got bullied, Lortar. I was going to ask him if he wanted to ride on Ivris with me for a little
Wait,
bit.
are we in motion or are we
Yeah,
stopped?
you've been in
Yeah, we're
motion.
Oh, okay.
I wanna... Are we all in the front? Because if so, I wanna, like, be in the back with the kids.
Yeah, so you guys are riding on the horses that are, two of the horses are pulling the wagons, two of them are kind of just in front, and then, Ivris and so you're kind of all in front, and the kids are in the back in the wagon.
Is there a spot for me to be on the wagon with them?
You could, like, squeeze in there if you wanted, but it'd be tight.
Well, I figure if something comes up from behind, I want to be there.
What if I swap him for Lortar and have the kid ride on Ivris with me for a little bit?
I mean, he's a big guy. Lortar is not a big guy, but
I'm going
if you swapped out like 2 or 3 of the kids, he could fit.
I'm going to need to be able to sit in the wagon while we take part of this trip. There are things I need to do with William that I could not do while on horseback. I apologize, Damien, but I may need to take your place there. I was about to just ask if we could stop so I could crawl in there.
I mean, you also would know that you could load these kids up on the horses and on the wolves. But it's a matter of if you trust them on the horses and on the wolves.
The wolves should be fine.
Yeah, the wolves, they won't do anything unless I tell them to.
The horses definitely not.
Yeah.
And I really want to talk to them. Fuck not knowing Orcish.
I mean, I can translate for you if you want to chat with them.
I'll wait for my time when I have to train. I'll ask for a tongues from Garrett.
Okay.
I have
Are we stopping so you can get in the wagon?
Yep.
Ebot? Okay. I pull the caravan to a halt, like stop the horses.
Okay.
Abot goes in and then goes into sentry mode so he can like fold himself up and be much more of a tight square cube.
Yeah, you'd still have to take 3 kids out of the wagon.
Oh,
Okay.
definitely. He's still a
I
big boy.
take Lortar out
Okay.
and I put him on Ivris with me.
And he is just fucking ecstatic. Like, he's fucking, like, hooting and hollering and fucking, he's all fucking yipping and yapping. He's so fucking ecstatic when you tell him that he gets to ride on one of the wolves.
And I'm trying to get the 2 biggest kids. Oh, you put those in Discord, I think?
Yeah, they're pinned.
Okay, and then, I guess maybe Kansif and Baji?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have them get on the Volrune.
Okay.
Okay, and I take Baji off to the side. And I say, be respectful of Volrune, and watch out for Kansif. I'm trusting you, and I put my hand on her shoulder.
She kind of nods at you and kind of nods at you, and then kind of like looks in your eyes a little bit too long. Then she gets scared and kind of looks down. And she's you can count on me, mother. And then she grabs Kansif and pulls him in real close to her back and kind of like takes his hands and puts them around her waist. And then she holds on. She grabs Volrune's like mane real tight and holds herself in real close. And she like looks at you like for reassurance.
Okay, I give her a nod and motion for her to like calm down, relax.
And she does. She kind of loosens up a little bit.
Okay.
And Abot, you're able to climb into the wagon.
Okay. I tell the other kids, you'll get your turn.
And they just look impatient and frustrated, like kids would. Pouty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not putting anybody on Shalene's right now. She's hurt.
Mhm. Okay.
I just asked Abot real quick. I say, who do you plan on contacting?
He's like crawling in. He's about to get set up.
William Bombera Junta. Most likely, only those three.
I put my hand on Abot's shoulder, and I say, talk to William first.
Do not worry, I'm planning on having several conversations with him. 50 words every hour.
He, like, his head just sort of shoops, like, it like, gets snug down in his own body.
Like a turtle?
Yeah, like a turtle.
I give him bardic inspiration.
Okay.
How? I'm level 3 bard.
No. How like describe how you do it?
Oh, I tell him to speak to him first, and
Your words are so inspiring. You don't
yeah,
need
I'm working on it. I'm trying to figure out how I want bardic inspiration to work on Damien, because I don't want him to be like, oh, I sing a tune. It just
pull
doesn't
out
work
your
well.
fucking war horn and give him a nice tune.
I don't have a war horn, even though I'm now fucking proficient in it.
I'll make you one.
I just say to him, I say, if he gives you trouble, trouble. If he gives you trouble,
Trouble.
give it back to him. That's what I say. So he's stern if he needs to make a charisma check or some shit. There we go. He's got bardic inspiration.
Boom.
I really appreciate it. Thank you. Abot does not respond though. He's already off in his own world.
Okay. What are you doing?
Me?
Yeah, you're reaching out.
Let's just talk over this during the solo session, because I assume
Okay.
this is there's gonna be a lot that goes into it, right? I
Okay.
don't want to derail the session too much.
Okay, sounds good.
Well,
Let me
during that
just-
solo session, you have a you have a
I'll
DC.
remember it. I'll remember it. Thank you, buddy.
I joined the rest of the group up front.
Okay. And as Abot kind of goes into this trance, this silent trance, and the children kind of start to like watch him, and as he kind of falls away from himself, they kind of like slowly they start, and then they're like looking at you, Kira, to make sure like you're not paying attention for a moment, and then they go a little more, make sure you're not paying attention, to the point where now they're just climbing all over him. They're just like treating him like a fucking jungling gym. Like some of them are sitting on his head, 2 of them are sitting in his lap, one of them is sitting on his fucking shoulder. They're just like climbing all over him, and they're just laughing as they poke, and they're trying to like put their they're like taking their fingers and trying to like anywhere there's like a little like gap in the armor, they're like putting their fingers in there.
I
They like
look
etch
back.
it, just a penis on Abot's head.
Yeah, do we all see this, or just
At first, none of you really noticed it because it was very inconspicuous. But as you know, the next 15 minutes pass, it becomes very fucking obvious.
The first time sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I elbow Kira if I'm close enough to, and I say, "Watch this." and I point to Abot, and I cast light on Abot, so now he's completely... he's glowing.
And it's just the kids just start going. Two of them jump like back into the wagon because they get scared, and two of them are just like get really excited.
I let out a loud laugh, and then I waved to him to know that it was me.
So as you continue to walk, what was that?
I was gonna say that while this is happening, like I noticed that everyone's getting very distracted. I start like moving the horse a little bit ahead, and start taking point and looking for danger. But that's it.
Okay, roll a perception check, please.
I'm picturing like Bastion from Overwatch with the fucking birds that perch on him. It's just they're all over him at this point.
He's a bit distracted though. He's like he's amused by this, and so he's just not that concentrated.
Okay.
I rolled an 8.
Yeah. So you look around and nothing dangerous really seems to catch your eye. Continue to walk though, and what you do notice is that the swamp is starting to clear out. And as you're kind of finally able to see more than a few feet in front of you, night is starting to fall. And you can see that you're almost about on the edge of the swamp. And out in front of you, large mountains. And just on the peak, one of the highest peaks, cutting off from the side, you can see it looks like part of the mountain edge is actually sculpted out and looks to be like rounded and curved. Seems to be a head with a helmet on it, and a shoulder pops out from that side of the mountain. And then there's a tidal wave kind of reaching out from on top of that shoulder. From that angle, you can see the tips of a finger, an outstretched hand, about chest height. Giant stone carved into the face of the mountain. It's like almost like they carved so deep into the mountain that they could get this arm to protrude out like this.
So it's just essentially a statue that was carved out of the mountain.
Yeah, it's incredibly large, and it's facing away from you out into the water, towards Shalinsta and towards the bay and towards the water. But you're seeing like the side of it from the angle that you are. Like it's like if you look at one of the maps, if you have access to them, where the that tower is on the map that Comlin and Tomlin gave you, it's like you guys are down here. Or actually, I guess you're down here. You're looking about here, and you see this outstretched arm here.
I'm gonna use like the VOD later to understand.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And as you approach, and you're kind of in this clearing, it's about the equivalent of like a 10 o'clock at night. Are you guys going to take a rest, or are you going to continue into the mountains?
I'm gonna start drifting off just a little bit off, trying to look for a place where we can hide down, hunker down a little bit, and I'm gonna suggest after I find it, so we can start making camp.
Okay.
Damien 100% seconds that.
Okay.
How
so
much
you
time do we have left? The lady that told Carrick, like, oh, we'll be there in 3 days. Like, what day is it? How many days do we have left? Just wondering.
2, I believe. No, this is the first day she said that, so I assume after this too.
Yep, that was today that she said that.
Okie dokie.
So you, Flint, you kind of go out for a little bit, and you find kind of like a little nook, and it's still in the swamp because you don't want to go out into the plains and be exposed, but it's this little nook between like 6 or 7 trees and a little bit of a clearing. Doesn't seem too damp. Could be a good spot to set up camp.
Alright. I'm gonna very quickly search around to look for, because I know that we're still like close to the swamp, like look for weird plants or something that could be potentially dangerous, and then if I don't find anything, I'll go back.
Roll a survival check, please.
Yeah, Damien's also probably
With
looking
advantage.
around, just because I dealt with the fucking plants earlier.
Not great, but not bad. 11.
Yeah, nothing seems dangerous in the area. Doesn't seem like to be the same.
Okay. I'm gonna call everyone in and tell them to start preparing to sleep, and also tell the kid. Also ask Kara for a tongue spell, and I'll tell the kids that they have 20 minutes, and afterwards we're gonna start training.
And not tonight. Never mind. Just kidding. There's some things I want to help teach the kids, but not yet.
Okay.
Okay. I lead the caravan into the spot that Flint found for us. And I have the wolves, like, prowl around the area, scenting for anything.
Yeah, they don't catch anything new. Seems like it's a fairly safe area. As you guys are able to kind of get the kids and begin to set up camp. Anything specific during your setup?
I have those tents that I took from the Shalinstians.
Yep.
So I have the kids help me set them up because I've taught them like how to help me do that.
Okay. Okay. How many of them do you set up?
Let's see how many I have.
While she's doing that, I'll be covering the tracks of the wagon into the spot.
Okay. So you cover your tracks. You're gonna set up tents. Got it. Anything else?
How many people can fit in these tents?
The children probably 6 or 7. You full-size people probably like 2 or 3, maybe
Okay,
2,
I have
depending
5 tents, so I put up enough tents where we can all have one,
Okay.
or we can all fit into them.
Okay.
Avot's just gonna be wagon.
Just hanging out in the back of the wagon.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So I'll let you decide who's going in what tents. You're going to set up all 5?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to be in a tent with Flint, preferably with no children in it.
Yeah, buddy. Get him. Okay. So you can split them up however you want. And as you kind of tell the children and figure out where everybody's going to be sleeping for the night, Flint, what are you doing to prepare for tonight's training?
I'm going to move just a little bit away from the place and find a more open clearing where I can put all of them, at least preferably in a line or in 2 columns, almost like a small legion. There are 8, right, that are fully grown? Not fully grown, but not babies.
What's your question? None of them are fully grown. They're all children.
No, I'm asking if there's 8 or 9. I'm sorry, my memory is not.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then a baby.
7 and a baby. Okay, I'll make a column of 4 and then a column of 3. Essentially, put them in a small rectangle. Essentially, I'll make like marks on the ground to essentially boxes for every single one of them.
For each
And
child?
Then, yeah, for every single one. And then I need those boxes to be rectangles that are size enough that they can do push-ups in. And I'll tell them to bring their spears and then wait. I'll essentially tell them where I'm going and wait for them there.
Okay.
And
Alright.
tell them very specifically they have 20 minutes to come.
They have 20 minutes to get prepared.
Yeah, and then come.
Okay.
They can do whatever
So
they
you're
want
gonna
in those
make
20
you're gonna make a box for each kid.
Yeah. essentially drawn on the ground.
Okay. Do, 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 do.
Okay, split the kids up how I want them.
Okay. Just remember who you got where.
Okay, I'm just gonna take a picture. Well, actually, that's not gonna work.
Alright, so a box for
Alright.
each kid. Alright. So as you spend that time setting up the camps, telling the tents, telling the kids where they're going to be sleeping tonight, and Flint tells them that they have 20 minutes to help you before they're going to start their training, and then Flint makes boxes for each kid on the ground. So Flint, once that happens, so you set up those boxes, you have each kid stand in a box.
Yeah. After they come in, I tell them to get on those boxes in an order of smallest to tallest, being that the tallest are in the back and the smallest are in the front.
You just chucked the fucking baby at
I
me.
did throw the baby at you.
I also asked for a tongue so I can speak normally to them, and we don't have to go for a barrier here.
Okay.
As you go to speak to them, I give you a pat on the shoulder, and I give you Eagle Splendor.
If I feel better, I give them a thumbs up and thank you.
And I give it to Kira as well. She wants to walk over and let me poke her, because I have to upcast it at the moment.
Yeah, sure, I'll watch the training, because I'm just holding the baby right now.
Okay. So the kids are all split up. Tallest are in the front.
Tallest are in the back and smallest in the front.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
So the smallest, because it's rows of, it's 3 rows. So they
I'll
said
take a
the
picture.
one in the front. Yeah, you take a picture for him. Maybe Niga should be in the middle. This will be symmetric.
Alright, yeah, that's how I'd like it. Alright, I'm gonna start up by essentially after they're there, spears in hand, I'm just gonna look at, standing up, look at them for 2 seconds and ask, how many of you are there?
At first, nobody speaks up, except Flortar. Kind of takes him a few minutes. 7.
5 push-ups.
Roll a charisma check.
Hell yeah. Wait, you have a negative stat?
Me too.
As
I
you
just
kind of,
thought he was-
as you say that,
Wait, I have advantage because of the Eagles spender. So
Okay.
that's a 16.
as you say that, they all kind of look at you for a moment, like they're not picking something up, and then Baji's the first and kind of just slowly kneels down and starts doing push-ups, and as that happens, Consif follows suit, then Vola, Ovak. The last one standing is the smallest of them. Niga kind of just looking at you.
I'm not, without this time raising my voice, look at him and say, 5 push-ups. 1, all of you, start in the back on the low position.
All of them are already doing them except Niga.
Okay. I assume they're doing each of their own rhythm, right?
Yep.
Okay. After they do the first, I say, stop. Everyone get down on the ground. Bellies on the ground. Now up. And then, I'm essentially making them so they do it coordinated. Down, up, down, up, until they, are doing it at the same time. After they finish 5, I say, alright, get up.
So all of them did it except Niga just stood there looking at you the whole time.
Yeah, that's fine. How many of you are there?
Kind of looking at you again. No one answers this time.
How many Hanu are there?
No one answers. They're all just looking at you, like very confused, puzzled. You can see. Roll an insight check, actually. You can see in Ovak's eyes, as she looks at you, just utter confusion.
That's good. That's good. I look at them and I say, from here on out, there's one of you. There isn't.
They're all kind of looking at each other
Well-
like, what the fuck?
Yeah. When we're training here, there's not Niga, there's not Ovak, there's not anything. There's the Hanu, and that's that. If one of you fails, all of you failed. When one of you hurts another, you're hurting yourselves, do you understand? When you're
Okay.
going to do push-ups, you're going to do it at the same time. I'm going to put you through drills today, and I want you to do it coordinated. What you're going to learn is that while you stand beside one another, you'll be much stronger than one crocodile or two crocodile or whatever comes up your way. Today, we did fine, and you all did fine. But with each bickering and with each time that you attempt to strike one of your own, you're losing strength. You are all one today, and I'm going to reinforce that for a little while. So grab your spear. You all remember the drills that we went through last time. You're gonna do it, but all at the same time, and only after you all do it for a good amount of time together, then you get to spar. All right.
Roll another charisma check. And then you're gonna narrate each drill that you have them do.
Thank God you have advantage. Holy shit. Son of a bitch. Are you serious?
You
I'm
had
not
to
rolling
jinx
very
it.
Either way, the first one is them doing the thrusts and the essentially standing together and making sure that no one can flank them while they are in line.
Okay.
Thrusting together, the backing together, and essentially doing some basic spear motions.
So the kids all line up real tight. They get their shoulders together. As you you're basically like drill sergeant, yelling at them. They put their backs together, and then with each command you yell, "Thrust!" And then they all thrust in unison. And then they back up. They wait for the next command. What is it?
Step back,
They take that step. All in unison.
take balance.
Unison.
Take balance. I started to make the movements too.
Okay.
And I start essentially. It's series of thrust once, step forward once, raise spear, strike up, step back, and then side. Pick up the spear, put it a bit upward, and essentially put it downwards as if putting down a spear's shield's guard, and then thrusting forward after that.
Okay. So they all line up and they try to follow suit. Roll me. One of you, it could be anyone. You're going to be rolling a dexterity check for each child. So you can all roll, and then call out who you're rolling for, and then write the number next to each of them. So whoever wants to do those rolls.
Okay, are we adding anything?
Nope, you're just doing a roll for dexterity. I'm going to look at their character sheet. Hold on. I'll handle that.
Okay. I'll roll for Bashi, I guess.
Okay. And then just write that number next to their thing. Or just type it in chat, either one.
For some reason, my tabletop chat is not working.
Yeah, mine wasn't either.
Like, I can type, but it doesn't pop up.
It's interesting.
Really weird.
I did that earlier when I was trying to type "be right back."
Yeah, me too. So that's why I put it in Discord instead. Damn, we suck.
Where are you typing them up?
I put it on mine on Discord because I can't put it in.
Me too.
It rolled for Vola for the fight. Rolling really badly today.
Okay. Keep. I need one for every single kid.
Yeah, I'll roll for Lortar.
We're not adding modifiers, correct?
No modifiers.
Okay, so Vola got a 3 then.
That's cocked.
I'm missing this.
Is this cocked?
Just re-roll it. If you think it's cocked, just keep this going. Come on, we gotta speed it up.
Okay.
Rolling for Ovag. Ooh, 19. Cansip is who I'm rolling for now.
Yeah, once you have all the rolls, just somebody compile them for me.
Okay.
I'm not sure who that was. There's one left. Not sure who that. That's Amiga.
Yeah, it's Miga.
I'll roll it. 9.
Okay. Compiled it.
So that's everybody.
Yes, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
Unless I roll for the baby.
No, you don't need to roll for the baby. So, as you're shouting these commands and doing it with them in unison, Flint, left foot back, hips back, thrust forward, thrust up, spin. Vola and Lortar fall off rhythm with everybody else on that final movement. What do you do?
After they fall, I stop. I take a step back as if I was rewinding. And then after everyone is back in position at the same, essentially the part they lost, essentially sync, I repeat it. Essentially what I'm trying to put forward is it's not the movement that matters, it's the fact that you're doing it all at the same time.
Okay. So then they begin the rhythm again. Thrust. Back. Up. Back. Back. Thrust. And that time, better in rhythm, but still, Niga's falling out of sync.
Same thing. Stop, rewind to the movement where it fell off sync, and restart the movement again. I will do this for not the entire thing, but at least enough that they are able to realize that the objective of this drill is not the actual thrusting, it's that they're doing it together, and that's the part. And then I will, after that part is done, I will put him in spars, except for Niga on the first, and then I'll tell him that I will switch him, and then I'd like to talk to him just one-on-one.
Okay, roll a charisma check, please. Okay. So as you kind of correct them once more, they go again. And
The rolling is really slow. I'm really sorry.
and as they push, now at this point, you can see that there's like frustration starting to build in some of their faces as people keep falling behind. But then you see, in a moment, that. Hold on one second. Baji starts yelling with each movement. And then between each movement, she's got this heavy breathing, almost that's starting a pattern, almost a rhythm. And it's becoming less of a fighting movement, and it's becoming a dance as they begin to move closer and closer, and then finally in rhythm. And in unison, thrust, foot back, back, hips, thrust, up, spin, thrust, foot back, thrust, up, spin. Perfect synchronization.
Hell yeah.
What are you having them do?
Alright. After after there's a good amount of time doing this, almost like around 15 minutes of this specific exercise, 5 minutes after they get in sync, so that it gets down, I stop. I put the spear almost like in a soldier position, like guard,
Mhm.
and I start pairing them off to spar. Do you want me to essentially say the pairings, or is that not important?
Yeah, no, the pairings are important.
Okay. Give me a second to look at them. Sorry, doing this on the phone is really hard. Because I'm gonna put this on voice activity because it takes away my.
Kira,
There we
Damien, and Abite, you're still doing your thing. And Carrick, roll me perception checks, please.
I'm going to want.
I'm rolling for you, Sue.
Not Soup.
Oh.
Oh, for Carrick.
Oh, Carrick? Okay.
21.
Carrick got a 9 plus whatever his modifier is. I got a 16 total. I don't know.
Got
what
a
Carrick's
19 plus
modifier
2.
is.
This music makes me feel like I'm watching an action scene in Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, I muted that earlier, and I forgot to turn it back on.
Hold on, let me see.
Okay, so Carrick's perception, so he got a 13, I got a 16, and then whatever Sarah got.
21. Can the wolves roll as well?
I already rolled for the wolves.
Oh, okay.
What you notice, Kira, and what were the other two rolls?
It was a 13 and a 16. Carrick got 13.
What you notice in an instant is Volrune's hair on the back of her neck stands up. And you see her slink her head real low and then raise it up. As she begins to slowly prowl in your direction. Flint, what's the pairings?
Alright. It's going to be Baji and Ovak. So someone write this down because I can't write.
I got
at the
them.
same time.
I'm lining them up.
Alright. It's gonna be Vola and Kansif,
Okay.
Bajok and Lortar.
Okay.
And I will tell that Niga will trade with Lortar, but and they will essentially do they will essentially cycle, but before the first cycle starts, I'm gonna be like, Niga, I need to talk to you, and I'm gonna
Okay.
sit him down to talk with him.
I ask Volrune what's wrong, and I stand up from where I'm sitting with the baby.
You see, as you ask that, you see the other wolves kind of prowling past the children towards you. And around the camp and towards you. And then you hear Shalen's whisper into your mind. A corruption lurks. In that moment, Flint, as you're kind of focused on the training session, and you see the wolves kind of walk past and begin circling around Kira as you're in the middle of this conversation with Niga. What are you saying to her?
It's him, right?
Oh, sorry, it's a him. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell him. Niga, I know you're frustrated. Tell me why.
He kind of looks up at you. You you notice the small tusks of his kind of jutting from his lower lip. His fist clenched, his left hand. You see his dirty feet, bare feet, and kind of the rags for clothing that he wears. His scrunched nose and kind of shifts his lips as he looks up at you and he goes, "I'm strong like the others. I'm stronger." What are the kids doing? What are the rest of the kids doing as Niga's talking to you?
At the moment, they are sparring. I'm telling them, like, there's a specific... the rules for those are no hits below the belt, not yet. That not yet part is important. Then they are told to, if someone gets hurt, to stop and tell me. And that the spears are not to go for the face. Try to get as many hits on the body as possible without hurting. If someone gets hit with a spear, the battle is to stop, they're to move away, and then restart. Essentially, it's one poke, the spar is lost, and then restart.
Okay. So the kids are kind of like being very cautious, trying to hit each other, but they're like scared because they don't want to swing too hard because of everything that you just said to them, and this feels almost like it's contradicting what you just taught them. So you can see that they're being very cautious as Nigo looks up at you and says that.
I would like to primeval awareness real quick and concentrate for a minute and sense for monstrosities.
Okay. So you begin that concentration. I'll let you know when a minute has passed.
Okay.
Niga, do you know why I just put your siblings fighting amongst themselves, even though I just told them that you were supposed to be together?
To find the strongest?
No. Every time that you get hurt, the body heals and the skin becomes tougher. You are all one, as I told you, one body. The Hanu needs to learn from itself in order to grow. And so, in their union, they will spar and they will not hurt each other, but they will learn from each other. You are just as strong. Let me rephrase this. Your strength is vital to the Hanu. More than just who's the strongest and who's not. You need to put forth your strength that exists and is there, definitely, so that you can all live better. But I know also that you are young and have yet to grow. If you compare me to the mother, or to the golem, or even to Carrot, am I not the smallest? And yet, I can safely say that when they need strength, physical strength, it's me who they call. What you need to understand is there's time, and you will grow, and your strength needs not to be above others, but for others, of the Hanu. You understand what I'm saying, or is it just making it harder for you?
Kind of slowly nods. In that moment, Kira, you get this feeling, this sensation. The hair stands up on the back of your neck as the wolves have kind of been circling around the children. And you've been focused on this feeling. There's something almost upon you.
Okay. I yell out to the others, something's coming. And I run over to Fola. I think it's Fola, the one that normally holds the baby. No, Ovac. I run to Ovac. And give her the baby.
As you run over to Ovac, you see Kensif takes his spear, slaps Vola in one thigh, then swings it back the other way, slaps it in another thigh, spins it around, smacks her like where her neck meets her shoulder, and she falls to the ground. As you walk past that, he's outstretching a hand to pick her back up. You reach Ovak, and Ovak is taking the back of the spear and just jutting it straight into the chest of Baji. Baji throws her spear to the ground and just running at Ovak as you approach with the baby.
Okay, I yelled, stop. There's an enemy. Does Baji stop?
Yeah, they all kind of stop as they hear that. And as you yell, stop, this shadow shifts behind Carrick. In your field of view. Almost 10 feet away.
Okay.
Damien, you feel another shift behind you.
Alright.
Oh, did I get anything from my monster sense? My monstrosities?
Yeah, it's something. It's not something you've seen or felt before. It's
Okay. Well,
on top of you.
Okay, I sense the distance in general direction.
The general direction is on top of you.
Okay.
Like,
And how
fucking-
many? Just the two?
at first it's one, then it's two, but then for a moment it's nothing, and then it just keeps on shifting and appearing and reappearing. But it's all, it almost feels like it's all around you.
Okay. I shove the baby into Ovak's arms, and I take out my bow. And I ask the wolves, where is it? Where are they?
You see their heads kind of jutting around in every direction as they're kind of sniffing the air. And they're in these lowered stances, ready for something, but their heads just keep on shifting like they can't keep a track on it.
Damien's casting light on his battle axe.
Okay. So you illuminate the area around you. Nothing immediately around you. But you do catch faint shifting in the darkness beyond. And in that moment, you hear as you see one of the horses just fall to the ground, and you see this shadowy feline creature on top of it, and you just hear it like whimpering as the wolves just start barking. Icarus lunges forward, and then that visage disappears as the horse lays there bleeding out. What are you guys doing?
Tell the kids. I yell to the kids. Everyone, huddle together, backs to each other, spears at the front. Now.
When I cast the Hunter's Mark on that thing that attacked the horse, as soon as I see it.
Roll a dexterity check to see if you can react fast enough, because it's not like it sits there and eats it. It like jumps on it and then it vanishes.
Okay. That's a 9 total.
You're not able to catch it.
Okay. I keep my spell.
You go to do it, but it vanishes before you actually trigger the spell. You do not waste a spell slot.
I primeval awareness to communicate to the horses, come here.
The horses are just like panicking at this point. Roll an animal handling check.
Okey-dokey.
Ava, how long would you have been doing this for, your trance? Would you get a 20?
Yep, nat 20 plus 5, so 25.
Okay. Two of the horses instantly run in your direction. One of them is kind of like spiraling there, and as it's spiraling there and it's getting near Icarus, you see another shadow appear on top of that horse that was just attacked. And as it happens, anybody who wants to try to react, make a dexterity check.
I do.
$16 plus 1.
6.
So I got 17.
Yep. Just waiting on.
Okay.
Flint and
16.
Damien.
Yeah.
You're able to react. You have one action.
How far away is it from me?
It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. It's about 60 or 70 feet.
There's no point then in moving in. I'm just going to pick up both my hand axes and throw him at him at disadvantage.
You get you get one attack, so or one action, so. You can,
One action. Does it get multi attack or no?
You mean your extra attack? Yeah. That's an action, right?
Yeah, and 2 actions.
But didn't you have a spear in your hand?
I did, in fact, that's true. Then I'll just drop it and. Oh yeah, I don't get bonus actions then, right?
You don't get. You get one action in this moment.
Anything? I'm trying to remember my spells.
Can I go while he's?
Yep.
I'm just gonna hit it with a magic missile then. Let's see what happens.
Okay. So you're casting magic missile. Damien, what are you doing?
I cast command on it. And tell it to approach. It has a wisdom 15.
Oh, that was a good roll, Jesus.
Wait, does it understand language? I guess is the real question. If it doesn't understand language, then it doesn't.
It does. It does not. But you wouldn't know that until after you casted the spell. So you would have casted the spell.
Alright, that was my reaction.
And Flint, both of those rolls will be with disadvantage.
Which rolls?
You're throwing an axe, right? Oh no, you're not. You're shooting a magic
Because
missile.
of the spear, I just put a hand forward and cast it.
Okay, do it.
I rolled a 4, a 3, and a 4, so that's a 14. And I also dropped my spear on the ground.
So 14 damage?
Yeah.
So as you launch these magic missiles and they fly over the other horses and they go through towards this creature, you see that as they approach, it looks like for a moment they go through the creature, but then you hear right afterwards, and then the creature disappears. It's like they went through, and then there was a delay, and then after that you hear poof, 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 and then you hear the reaction of the creature as it vanishes again. After that happens, Flint, you feel something at your back. Damien, you see something appear in front of you. And Kira, you see something appear behind the children nearest Shalen's. 3 large panther-like creatures with these tentacles coming off of their backs.
Hell yes.
Flailing in every direction.
I think I know what this is.
It's a large panther with tentacles coming off its back.
Isn't it a
you
distortion
better get
beast or
your
something?
Displacer.
Displacer.
Yes, let's go.
And in that moment, they lunge in your directions. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Alrighty.
Fuck.
Yeah. Alright, we're gonna have to save the kids again.
God damn it.
I really
these kids
like
can
this.
kick their ass.
No, they can't.
We've taught the kids enough, and if they lose
killed
one,
Dusty.
wait.
Is
cares? It's a
Dusty for
horse.
sure? You shut the fuck up. Who are you gonna ride on, asshole?
I'll ride on a wagon. Carrick's got my back.
Oh my god.